What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Uncle, and this is my Darkest Dungeon Let's Play. So, I'm just gonna go straight into it, and we're gonna start up with the opening cinematic, so I'll see you in a bit.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Okay, so let's jump straight into it. This is my first save file, my single player save file. I've gone 22 weeks, so I have barely killed any bosses for those of you who have actually played this game before. I don't know too much, but I do know the basics, so we shouldn't struggle too much in the beginning. But once we get to the level 3 missions, things will probably get a bit more interesting. Let's create a save file. Let's name it Let's Play. Let's start.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path, you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Okay, so the Darkest Dungeon. For those of you who do not know too much about this game, I'm actually gonna turn off the tutorials. Oh, and these are the options I will be playing with. You can turn some of the elements of the game that makes it harder. You can turn some of them off if you're struggling too much. I'm gonna play with all of them on though, because I feel like that's the way it's meant to be played. The audio might be a little bit low, but I'm gonna keep it like that, because I'd rather have the game audio too low and you can hear my voice clearly, and then I can turn the audio up later, rather than you not being able to hear me for the first few episodes. So, The Darkest Dungeon. It's a turn-based RPG game. It is a roguelike, and it's a dungeon crawler, is the best way I would describe it. So you have these two dudes, and you need to walk from room to room, trying to discover. You get different missions depending on the quest. Right now, our quest is to get to the town, and in order to do that, we are in a room right now, as you can see, but we can't walk any further. We need to press on the map, and whenever you press on the map, you enter the corridor, and then you go towards the room.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So in plain gameplay, when you're exploring, there ain't too much to do. You basically just walk from the left to the right while interacting with items you meet on the road. The interesting part
in brutal fashion that
is in the combat.
hear of your arrival.
So I guess I should say this too. I will take it slow the first few episodes, just to make sure that I explain most of the things. I find it personally that when I watch a Let's Play and it's a game I'm kinda interested in, I usually want the guy to explain it as much as possible. If you are looking at this Let's Play and you've already played the game, or you've watched another Let's Play of the game, do come back in a few episodes if you think this is annoying. I won't do this throughout the entire Let's Play. I will just explain the basics in the beginning, and then we'll probably discover everything together. So, this is basic combat. It's turn-based. It's round 1, you can see that over there. Our highwayman goes first. We surprise the enemy, you can see that by the glowing thing above the head. A surprise is something that can happen in the start of every round. It can happen to you too. And basically what surprise does means that they'll go last, the surprised units. So since he is surprised, both of my guys will go first. And down here we have a bunch of funny stats. We have health, we have stress, which we'll go into later. Health, if you drop down to 0, that's bad. You don't want that to happen. You have some stats here. 0 accuracy, which doesn't mean that he won't ever hit, actually, by the way. He has a 5% crit, 4 to 8 damage is standard, 10 dodge, 0% prot, 7 speed. So the speed is what determines who goes first. You can see, if I mouse over this guy, I can't like show you with the mouse down here, but you can see the stats appearing down there over the map. He's a human, the guy I'm meeting. He has 12 health, 12 HP, 50% prot, 2 dodge, 3 speed, and then he has a bunch of resistances down there. For an example here, I guess I could go with this right now. This is the basic attack that I'm gonna start with, the open vein attack. It does, to this guy, it does 4 to 8 damage. You can see that towards the right in the yellow text there. You can see all the stats. I have a 83% chance to hit, 5% chance to crit, and I will do 8 to 4 damage. This ability also have a 100% chance to bleed, which sounds great. Yeah, we're gonna always bleed, right? But this guy has a 20% resistance, so it's actually an 80% chance to bleed. Resistances work in the way that you just subtract the amount of resistance he has from the chance I have to cause the status effect. Alright, so we're gonna attack him. He dodged. That's a great start. I love that. Our Crusader goes next. Our Crusader only has 1 speed, and our opponent has 3 speed. So normally he will go before me, but since he's surprised, my Crusader will go first. Since I missed with my Highwayman, I'm gonna go for a stun, which is stunning blow. 100% chance. He has a 25% resist, so it's a 75% chance to stun if I actually hit the attack. I first need to hit. I am not too sure how dodge works, but I have an 8% chance to hit, so I guess it does that math for you. Let's go. We hit, and he's stunned. Stunning makes him pass his turn. But whenever they pass their turn because of a stun, they get more stun resist. So it's so that you can't just spam stun on him. So I did 2 damage to him, but he will still go after. This time he will go after our highwayman. So I guess we'll go for the bleed attack again. Yeah, we hit. He resisted the bleed. He's gonna shank. We dodged it, which is pretty good. Usually you don't dodge this much in the early game, but I guess it happened now. We're gonna go for a smite. I should probably have smited earlier. It does 6 to 12 damage. Smite does an awful lot of damage in the beginning. It's really good. We got him. And then we get some gold for killing him. Yeah, that's the basic combat. Normally you have 4 companions. You'll get 2 more later. They start you out with 2 just so that you don't get overwhelmed. They will tell some different flavor stuff just to make it interesting. I like it. I think you can remove them, but I think they're interesting. It gives more character to the characters. Okay, so this is a curio. This is a brigand's tent. This isn't too interesting. All you can do is loot it. And inside it's some money and a jade, which you can sell for gold. So that's good. The early game is a lot about just acquiring riches so that you can upgrade your weapons, etc. Up here is a torch. I forgot to mention this. As you can see, there's a bar here that goes down. It's at 76 right now. If I mouse over it, it will tell us actually how much it has. And below radiant light it says ++ scouting ++ monster surprised. That means I have a decent chance of scouting and a decent chance of surprising the enemies when I go into combat. If we go a little bit further, you can see that the light goes down. I'm not 100% sure what determines how much it goes down. We lost 6 right now. It has something to do with whenever you take a certain amount of steps, you go to the next turn. And since we have dim light now, we take more stress damage, but we still have a slight chance to scout and a slight chance to surprise. Let's enter this gate, and here we have battle. I guess I should mention too that the tutorial is always the same. You always get the 2 same characters with the same quirks, which I will go over soon. And you always meet the same enemies. You always meet that one guy earlier and always these 2 guys earlier. You always see the tent, and I think the tent always have the same loot in it. I might be wrong. Okay, so in here we are meeting a brigand bullet letter and a brigand fusilier. Fusilier. If you haven't noticed, by the way, I'm not English is not my first language, and I have not been talking in English for quite some time, so the accent might be a bit annoying. I'm sorry about that. Who knows, it might disappear someday. But for now, this is what we have to work with. Okay, so for this fight, another thing I guess I should mention is that your position matters. So if I mouse over this ability here, you can see that there's 3 yellow dots and 2 red dots, and there's grey dots beside them. What this means is that Open Wayn, my highwayman, needs to be in one of these 3 positions. So counting from the right for the yellow dots, then he needs to be in the 1st, 2nd or 3rd position in order to use Open Wayn. If he was standing back here, he would not be able to use Open Wayn, and he can only hit the 2 front characters. This unit right here takes up 2 spots, because he's a large enemy. So Open Wayn can only hit him. I can't hit this guy with Open Wayn. However, if I go over to Pistol Shot, as you can see, I can't use it if I would be standing where the Crusader was now. My highwayman would not be able to use Pistol Shot. And Pistol Shot can't hit the units that's in the 1st slot, but since this guy takes up 2 slots, the 1st and the 2nd, I can still hit him. If I use the Pistol Shot, I can hit this guy, which is actually probably what I want to do. Yes, okay, okay, so we're gonna pistol shot this guy. Oh, a crit, that's good. It didn't kill him though, which is kinda sad. He does blanket fire. Puts a debuff on me. Less of a chance to dodge. Not that dangerous, to be honest. We're gonna go for a stunning blow and try to stun this guy. Basically, taking too much damage this early in the game, it's not too dangerous. You're gonna need to get critted quite a bit in order to die, or you need to like purposely try to lose in order to actually die on this first tutorial. These first two fights. Just shot that guy again, and he dies. When he dies, he leaves a corpse, and the corpse, you can turn them off in the options as I showed earlier, but the corpses basically just take up a slot in order to make it harder to target things. Alright, so we're gonna smite this guy. We're actually just gonna go for killing this guy right now. Basically, as a general rule of thumb, in the normal like quests will be a lot larger than this tutorial, of course, and you want to minimize damage as much as possible, especially in the early fights of the dungeons. Oh god, he critted. And whenever the enemy crits, and there are certain abilities too that does this without critting, it gives you stress. Basically what stress does is that once stress hits 100, you will get an affliction, which is, well, there's a very high chance of you getting an affliction, which could be a number of different things. For an example, there is Fearful, which will make your guy do weird things. Sometimes they don't accept heals from your teammates, sometimes they decide to pass the round because they don't want to fight, sometimes they switch places with your teammates, which fucks up your positioning and makes it hard to use certain abilities. So once it hits 100 stress, there's a chance of doing that. There's a slight chance that you proc another thing actually when that happens. Vigilance, I think it's called, it's basically the same thing, but it's good things, like he becomes heroic and gets higher crit chance, or he does more damage, or he might heal himself just when it's his turn, just like, here, I'm gonna take a free heal for some reason. You will undoubtedly see those come into play later in the game, but that's for much later. Basically, you don't want to hit 100 stress. If you hit 100 stress and go beyond that and hit 200 stress, it will force you to go down to very low HP and put you at Death's Door. Death's Door is something that happens once you reach 0 HP, which is basically, once you're at Death's Door, you have a chance to die when they attack you. We will probably see that later too. So you completed the quest. Once you complete a quest, you have the adventure, the option to go back to the town, or you can continue adventuring. For now, we're gonna continue adventuring, and I'm gonna show you this chest here. This chest is always the same in the tutorial level. So, Bandit's Trap chest. Something doesn't look quite right with this one. Basically, some of these items can give you bad stuff. This one is always gonna trap you. It never has anything good to you, but since we completed the quest, we can just, like, this doesn't matter anything. They get healed to full health once you go to town anyways, so this is just to show you that, yeah, you want to be careful around these. You need to check them. Some need certain items in order to be opened safely, and vice versa. Alright, so we completed the quest, let's go back to town. So this is what happens when you complete a quest. You get a quest reward. We get 5,000 for the tutorial, and this is the treasure we collected, and it sells everything automatically. So we had 2 food left, which you can eat to get health, but I didn't need to. We will need to in the future, probably next quest even. That's the gold. We found 850 gold, and we found 2 yates, which it sold for us for some total of 1,360 gold. This is the heirlooms. You use heirlooms to upgrade buildings, which we will do right now actually. Let's go to the next one. This is also something, it shows you how much experience you get. So both of these got up to level 1. And this mask got a random quirk. He got thick-bodied. Makes him light resistant, which is good. Nothing against that.
Welcome home. Such as
Whenever
it
you're
is.
done with the quest,
This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are bound to them.
whenever you're done with a quest, you'll get this activity log, and it will show you this is all the things you need to do in order to actually complete the game and go to New Game Plus. Yeah, I have not done many of these on my real playthrough. I've only killed a couple of enemies, and I've done like one level 3 mission, so we will go into blind mode quite fast. And it tells us week 1 those leveled up to level 1 and they successfully escorted us to the hamlet. That's good. Hamlet is the town. Cool. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to enter the stagecoach.
Women
And-
and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
There's a lot of talking in the beginning. So this is the stagecoach. You will get new heroes from here. Excuse me. You will always get a plague doctor and a vestal of the
What
first
better
mission.
laboratory
This
than
is
the
our-
blood-soaked battlefield?
What we actually want to do right after this, before we go on the first mission, we want to make it so that we have 3 available heroes next time.
More
It uses some
arrive,
heirlooms.
foolishly seeking fortune and glory
The heirlooms are
in this domain
strictly
of the
used
damned.
to upgrade the different buildings, which is quite important. You need to upgrade the things, the buildings, etc. Because you need a lot of gold for provisions, etc. It will all come clearly very soon. What do we more have? We have the graveyard unlocked.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Which is basically just, you can go here if one of your guys die and just see what happened to them and stuff like that. You can mourn your dead heroes. Oh yeah, and by the way, if one of your dudes die, they're dead. You don't get them back. They're fucked. You need to level a new guy up. So that's not fun. Memos.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
This is just a, you can rewatch cinematics, and I guess it shows achievements or something. I'm not too sure about this. I don't fibble too much in here. There's a bunch of other buildings here, but we need to complete more missions in order to unlock them. So normally I will try to keep it to about 1 quest per episode. But since we only did the tutorial, we're gonna go out on
A
a real
mecca
quest
of madness and morbidity.
this time.
Your work begins.
Okay, so we have 2 options: Ruins and the Darkest Dungeon. You don't want to go to the Darkest Dungeon. You want to chill on that. That's the hardest part of the game. That's the final area. You can see all this magnificent rewards there. I don't even think the guys will. I don't even think it will let us go in there, because we're only level 1 and level 0. But I could be wrong. Anyways, it's way too hard. You don't want to do that yet. You need level 6 and some powerful equipment before you want to go in there. Even then, it supposedly is really hard. Okay, so we have another mission, which is in the ruins. Goals: explore 90% of the rooms. It's a short mission. It's for level 1, and it gives us 3,000 gold for crests and a debuff stone. So we're just gonna put these guys in here, and this is the formation we will probably go in with. A good thing to do before every mission is that you should check every single character that you're bringing with you. Okay, so this is the actual status screen of our characters. We can see all the resistances here, camping skills. These will come into play later, but this is a short mission, so we won't need to camp. This is all the abilities you can get. You start with these first 4 for this guy. We can unlock all of these later, but not right now. We have quirks over here, which is basically it is what makes every single hero unique. The first 2 guys you start with, Dismas and Reynold, the Highwayman and the Crusader, always have the Crusader always has Warrior of Light, God-fearing and Kleptomaniac, and Dismas always has hard-nogging, quick reflexes and no sheet. We got thick blood from the last mission. And these 2 guys are random, I do believe. Yes, they are random. They didn't have that last time. Okay, so you have good quirks like Warrior of the Light. If our touch is above 75, we get 10% more damage. That's good. And the negative quirks, God-fearing in town will only pray for stress relief. That will come into play after this mission actually, so you'll see that in part 2. And Kleptomaniac, prone to stealing items. There's a chance. Actually, we'll probably get into that in the next mission. I dislike that one. It's annoying as fuck. Known cheats that has with stress relief to do. Not interesting right now. Hard nogging, 15% stun resist, that's good. Quick reflexes, 2 plus speed, that's good. That's just passive stats that they get. And thick blooded, 10% more blight resist, that's good too. Like, it's just passive good things for that guy. Or Plague Doctor has Wild Explorer, 20% chance to scouting, 20% scouting chance in Wild. We'll get into that later. Kleptomaniac, good. We have 2 Kleptomaniac characters because I want that. That's fun. And our Vestal, Beast Hater, so more damage versus Beast, doesn't take as much stress damage, does more damage with ranged skills, which is, I mean, it's okay. Plutomania, Manic for money, that's great. He's gonna try to steal money, I guess. And he has less damage. She has less damage when she's below 50% HP. That's not a huge problem because the Vestal is mostly a healer, so we won't use that too much. So that ain't too much of a problem. Okay, so we need to check these guys now. We want to see these 2 characters that we just got. We want to check their abilities and see that their slot is they are put in the correct slot. This Plague Doctor actually got like all of the good abilities. That's really great. Really great. The Vestal on the other hand didn't. We really wanted Divine Comfort and Judgment. We probably won't ever use Hand of the Light. And probably not Illumination either. So I think, yeah, I think the setup we have right now is good because we want to be able to use Incision with the Plague Doctor, which she can't use from the back row, and our Vestal is probably mostly gonna heal and stun for this mission. Alright, so let's go into the ruins. Provisions.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold.
This
later,
is
in blood.
the first tricky part for newer players. Like, if you don't know anything at all about this game, this is where you're gonna get wrecked in the beginning. The early game is about saving up as much gold as possible so you can get as good trinkets as possible and upgrade all of your guys so that they have the best abilities and the best equipment. So you want to use as little money as possible on these provisions, but you still need enough provisions to safely get through the mission. Basically, in the perfect situation, by the end of the mission, you will have used all of your provisions and have your equipment, like your inventory, full of the loot you find in the dungeon. Of course, that's not gonna happen because all of the dungeons are randomized, so there's no way to actually tell. Okay, so since you get free items for certain units, I think either the Vestal or the Crusader, I'm pretty sure it's the Crusader that gives us the Holy Water, and the Plague Doctor gives us the Antivenom. Hörru, gå ut härifrån. Gå ut. Oh, by the way, I can't edit these videos, so there's gonna be some. My dog is fucking around in my room, and I can't stop her. Hörru, gå och lägg dig. Gå och lägg dig. Okay, sorry about that. I can't edit these videos because I'm uploading them raw, so there will be some background noises at times. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Great, she's in my bed. Good. Okay, let's go. We're gonna buy a stack of food. Actually, we're probably gonna bring 4 extra. You need food to heal, and there's at certain times your heroes get hungry and need to eat, and if you don't have food for them at that time, they will take some damage and some stress. They'll take some stress damage too, which ain't really good. We need shovels because there will be obstacles that we need to break down. If we don't have shovels, we'll take a bunch of damage and stress damage. Anti-venom, useful for clearing certain opening certain chests, etc. You'll see that as we go along. I'm gonna bring 2, I think. We will bring 1 bandage. I'm not sure if there's actually anything you need to use the bandage on in the ruins, but I'm gonna bring 1 just to be safe. We're gonna bring 2 medicinal herbs, I think, and 2 skeleton keys. There's quite a lot of chests in here. 1 holy well is enough, and we're gonna bring 8 torches. And that should be fine. Let's embark. Okay. Oh. I wonder if this certain mission, this specific mission, isn't random anymore, because I did a new save file earlier. I tried to record this earlier, but I decided to scrap and restart. And I actually had the exact same map. Usually the quests are randomized, but I guess maybe these first few are not. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're gonna walk towards. We take some stress damage randomly. Good. You do that sometimes because, you know, fun. I don't know. The guys are scared. What can you say? We're gonna light a torch. You can press T to light the torch, by the way. Here we go. Okay. So these guys are quite resistant to bleed. 200% you can see. So, I mean, it's a fucking skeleton. They don't have much blood, do they? We can do 4 to 8 or 5 to 9. So the open veins is gonna be better. We could do a grape shot blast, but it doesn't do too much damage. But it does damage to both of them. They have 1 speed, so there's a chance that my guy will go before them. I'm actually just gonna go for a certain kill on one of them. So I did 7 there, but since our Plague Doctor is faster than them, she will have a turn before. So we're gonna insert that guy instead. Crit. Critting relieves some stress. But if they actually crit on you, they do stress damage on you, vice versa. So we're gonna stun him, but it was a Crusader's turn anyways, so he didn't get a chance to attack there. All of our guys were full health, so I didn't need to heal, so I just made it certain that he didn't get a single attack off that turn. We want to minimize damage as much as possible. This is an unlocked stone box. I'm pretty sure you don't need any item on these. Sometimes I think those can actually trap you. We got a shovel, which we probably won't use. This right here, the rubble, this is where you use shovels, but we already had 2, so... I mean, better safe than sorry, right? You wanna keep a track on the lights. Okay, so for this fight, as you can see, this guy is wielding a sword while this guy is wearing a club. The sword guys do an awful lot of damage, at least this early in the game. But the acolytes actually does some stress damage. How much would an incision do? 3 to 6, it has 10 health. I think it's better if we go for the incision on this guy. Try to get him low. Resist, of course. 3 to 4, he has 6 HP, so that won't be a kill. This does 4 to 8 and he has 6 HP, so there's quite a decent chance of me killing on this attack.
Their
He did.
formation is
He's
broken.
dead, but he leaves a corpse as you can see,
Maintain the
so
offensive.
they won't move forward, which means our Crusader won't be able to hit this Acolyte in the back row. She did one HP damage on our Plague Doctor and a bunch of stress. We don't need to heal that, so we're actually gonna go for Dazzling Light on the Acolyte. And she's done. Bump in the Night doesn't do too much damage, and it doesn't stun or anything, so we're fine. We're gonna smite this guy, and it kills him.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Good. Okay, now it's our turn again. We want to probably clear these corpses, but the Plague Doctor ain't too good on clearing corpses. 47 could clear on one incision, but I think it's better if we just do this. So what I did now was Blight. Blighting is a status effect. Every time it goes to the Acolyte's turn, it will take 4 damage now for 3 turns, which is quite good. We can't stun again, and it does so little damage. We could get some torture of it, but I think it's better if we just heal, even though it's only one hit points of damage. I think that's better. We're gonna go for a pistol shot. It misses, of course. Why would it hit? We don't want it to hit anyways, right? We're gonna remove one of the corpses. A crit, but since it was on a corpse, I didn't get any stress relief. It's in the second spot right now, so we can incision it, and it's dead because it has the Blight and the Bleed. The Bleed is basically like a Blight. It's pretty much the same thing, the same concept. It just has different
As the fiend falls,
different
a
resistances.
faint hope blossoms.
I guess I should mention this too. If you go to 0 light, enemies will do a bunch more damage, and they will have a decent chance of surprising you. They will crit more often, etc. And I think you have less of a chance to hit the enemies. I'm not sure, but you get a bunch more loot. So if you want to go hard, high risk, high reward, you can just kill the lights and play that way. I'm not gonna do it though, because I'm not that good. Okay, so we need to explore 90% of the room, so we're gonna go this way. Light another torch, open the pack, we get a key and 2 busts. This Onyx is really great. It gives a lot of money. They go first, stressful incantation. Getting a decent amount of stress on our guys, but we can't really do too much about it. This first dungeon, you're bound to get hit a couple of times. Alright, so we can pistol shot. We could pistol shot her, and then probably blight her. And that would probably kill her before it's her next turn. So let's do that. Oh, we actually critted. Wow. Okay. We still want to bite her though, because yeah, she ain't dead anyways. So there we go. She's bited. She's dead. Not a worry anymore. We dodged the attack, which is really good. And we want to stun this guy, because we're gonna take care of this skeleton soldier first. We didn't actually stun him, which ain't too good. We're gonna go for a smite. Did minimal damage, that's not very good. But we can pistol shot him, actually, which has 85. Both have the same.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Just do that. We can't stun the front row with this shake. I think we want to go for incision.
A death by inches.
He's gonna get an attack off. But we are pretty well off right now, so ain't too much of a problem. We're gonna heal him up. Used to be on the safe side. Smite. He's dead. Yeah. Okay. Skeleton key.
Remind
We have
yourself
4
that
keys.
overconfidence
The Helm
is a
chest.
slow and
Use the key
insidious
on.
killer.
I don't know all of the curios. I am decent at the ruins ones, but all the other maps I'm pretty foggy. I usually just use the internet to search. Ooh, that was a really good scout. I usually use just Google like what you need for what item, but for this let's play I'm not gonna. I'm gonna write the correct items down on the curios that I'm not certain of. So I'll have to explore until I get the right one, correct one, and then I'll write it down in the let's play. So what happened here was we got a scout, which basically tells us what happens where. I am actually certain right now that this is a pre-designed dungeon, this one that we're in right now, because I remember there being a curio here, and there's a treasure here, and there's a blockade there, and I know there was a trap there last time too. So
The match is struck.
these
A
first few
blazing
missions
star
are
is born.
predetermined. Okay, so we have a trap here, as you can see. Sometimes you don't see them, sometimes they're invisible, but if you scout you can see them. So we have to check. This guy has the highest chance to disarm it. So he's gonna disarm it, and when you disarm it you get some stress and relief, and you don't have to step on the trap, which is a good thing, right?
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Oh, and here Kleptomania comes into play. Kleptomania, basically, if there is some chests with some items in them, they will just steal it. They'll delete the items pretty much. You don't get the items. This guy stole it and is keeping it somewhere.
The light, the promise of
There's
safety.
a hunger proc, so we need to eat now. Basically, we can pick between these. We eat 4 food and we gain 5 health. Sometimes they'll want to eat 2 pieces of food, so you should always try to keep around 8 food at you at all times. If you don't eat, you take damage and stress damage, as you can see here. So we're gonna eat. You can also eat when that didn't proc, and it heals some HP, as you can see there. However, that doesn't prevent the food thing from proccing, so be careful with that. Yeah, this dungeon is definitely the same as always. Always the same. Okay, so a blockade here. Trouble. There you go. And there will be a fight in here. We actually got this prize on them, which is really good. For this fight, these 2 guys in the back row are both really dangerous. Since this is... I might actually backtrack. I think I'm gonna backtrack unless this fight goes to shit. But since you get healed to full HP once you go back to the town, I want to target the stress damage dealer, which is this guy. I want to make sure he's dead before we proceed. I can stun, so I'll stun the soldier. Missed, that's not good. So we'll go for a smite on him. Our Crusader can't hit back row anyways. Did 8 damage. We're gonna play grenade. This guy a crit. Doesn't do too much. Release some stress, which is good. Okay, so he's dead no matter what. I don't have to target this guy anymore because I can't prevent. Like the next time it will go to his turn, he will take bite damage before he can do his attack. So he is dead right now. He's not a concern anymore. The Arbalist is, and this guy is though, because he takes 4 stress damage, but he has
The
10.
slow death.
There you go. You see.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
But since he died from the blight, he doesn't leave a corpse. If you die from blight, bleed, or critical hit, they won't leave corpses. So we're gonna pistol shot him, and now he's actually dead because his blight will take care of the rest. So we're gonna. Now I could Noxious Blast this guy, which would be quite decent. Yeah, let's Noxious Blast this guy. I was thinking about killing the soldier, but I can actually just do the Sealer's Accusation and I'll do damage to both of them. and he'll die from that. And this guy is now blighted.
Slowly.
Since they have low blight resist, they will
This
take
is how
quite a
life
decent
is
amount of
taken.
damage from it. Could go for the stun. 75% chance to stun. If I hit, 80% chance hit. We hit, and he's a stun.
In
Okay, so he won't be able
Radiance,
to
may
do
we
anything to
find
us.
victory.
As you can see, he has 4 health, and he would still take 4 damage. But we're gonna try to go for a crit anyways. We didn't, but that's fine. Okay,
These
quest
nightmarish
completed. We're
creatures
gonna
can be
continue
felled. They
adventure
can be beaten.
and open this chest. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. I was thinking about killing our flame before opening the chest, but we're actually gonna backtrack. It's one of fights over there. We know that our highwayman has the highest chance to disarm. It's one of fights over here. I want to check this this curio because it could be a good chest. I was thinking about killing the light to get more out of the chest. This is actually quite a horrible fight. We got a surprise though. The Fusilier is certainly the most important target here. However, the Cutthroat does do a decent amount of damage. Actually, we're gonna try to kill the... But I need to crit. No, it's more likely to just kill this guy. We're gonna go for a Plague Grenade, and he's dead. Or is he actually? Yeah, he's dead. He takes 4 stress damage. Okay, that's good. We're gonna go for stun this guy, and then we're gonna focus on this front row guy now. Make sure he's dead before he can get a second round. He dies from the blight.
cuts on its
He'll do a shank. It misses. That's good. We're gonna go for incision. It's still our Plague Doctor does the least amount of damage anyways, and hopefully these 2 guys will be able to kill this Cutthroat before he gets another turn. Actually, we want to go for a stun there, and he won't get stunned. Ah, we should have killed this guy because he had a bunch of stun resistance. That was a bad play for me. This guy had a bunch of stun resistance. If I went for that guy instead, I could have stunned this guy before they could get a turn. But instead I took 8 damage, which I didn't need to take, but okay. He didn't do stress damage, so it's still we're still pretty fine.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
We're gonna eat a little bit so that we won't have a problem in the next fight. We will take some stress damage whenever you backtrack. They don't like walking through paths they already walked through. You take some extra stress damage then. And the backtracking actually does a bunch of stress damage if you do it for too far, if you walk backwards like this. So you should avoid that. He had a fucking 90% chance to disarm, and he fucked up. 10% chance. We got some stress damage and took some HP damage. That's good. That's good. Happens. I'm gonna keep it at 8 because I want to check out the last curio over there. It wasn't a chest. I wanted it to be a chest. That would be best possible scenario. Okay, so for this certain round, I think I'm actually gonna try to take care of these 2 guys. I'm gonna try to set up for a kill with Cielus Accusation, I think it's called. So this does 4 damage. So I need to do 6 with that. Let's do that. Oh, we actually critted. That's great. Oh, that's so good. Because now the Arbalest is in the front row. So if he gets a turn now, for some reason, he shouldn't get a turn. But if he does, he won't do much damage. Because these guys don't do any damage at all in the front row. They do super low damage, so we should be fine. Resist. He dodged, so he will get an attack in. He has a bunch of stun resist, so we're just gonna heal our highwayman up. Bayonet, yeah, 3 damage. Not a problem at all. And he's down. Okay.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates
Actually
a dizzy
gonna
fall.
eat. and then we're gonna throw away the food. Take the emerald. Holy fountain, an ornate fountain of holy purport. I am not sure. You might actually want to use some item on this, but we're gonna YOLO it. And we got healed and stress relief. That's good. I did it with the Crusader because I thought it would be safer with. Of course you're gonna steal it. Of course you're gonna steal it. Yeah. Okay. Well, it sucked anyways. Okay. So quest complete. I did it with a holy character. The Crusader and the Vessel are holy characters. They are religious, so I thought that might be better than if you're not religious. I'm not too sure if that has anything to do with that specific curio, but it worked out. Alright, we got a trinket from that, the debuff stone, which you can either equip or sell. I'm probably gonna sell it because it ain't too interesting. We got quite a decent amount of gold from that and a bunch of heirlooms, so that's good. Alright, so that's gonna conclude the first episode. And in the next episode, it will actually start to get randomized, the missions. Let's check what curio we got. Love interest in town will only visit the brothel for stress relief. Okay, that's actually quite annoying because the brothel is really expensive. Okay, so in the next episode we will go over.
All my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my
stress
mind.
relief.
It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
In the next episode we will go over the stress relief. We will hire a few new heroes probably, and then we will go on our second quest. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more, do press that subscribe button. It's free and it helps me. Press the like button too if you feel like it. It supports me a lot, quite a bit actually. You'd be surprised to see how much it helps me for you to press that button, which takes like 2 seconds. But nobody's forcing you. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.